Well, they say an early season snowstorm may be on. Crisp and cool at Soldier Field in the Windy City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Keep playing hard. Come on, set, 8, read. 54, right, 54. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Let's go.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Fuck, there we go. I couldn't get my mic thing wasn't plugged in. Yeah, I can hear you now.
2nd and 11.
Huh?
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Yes, you did.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense
no, it's right
there
across from
as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
That's like what's the price range?
Looking to throw. It got his man complete. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Watch the pass.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
Back to throw here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Like it says like
defensively, that time they were in zone coverage as a rookie QB. What lesson can you learn
I can hear it in your mic.
Understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
On 2nd and 9, Locke got his man complete over the middle. That's Jacobs, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I saw your pass team is good though.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Locke completes it to Lee. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain there of 21 yards. So into Bear territory now.
Good.
This is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. This is the tight end Fant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Recon, 152 fighter.
Yeah, you get a star, I think.
Locke now on 1st down. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Do it like
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those
Maybe a
last
young
2
guy.
plays.
I don't know if we have any young guys that are like grown.
61, Matchbox White. Go. Goodbye.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Jacobs, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
My
Extra
team
point by
is
Moore,
leading
up
Minnesota
and
after
good.
this year, I guess.
And it's now a 7-0 game. How does the kickoff
My
unit as they
team in
run
this
up
league is
and
leaving
send this one
Minnesota.
away?
Like they're going to
This will
like
be
they're
fielded on
going
the back line of the
to
end zone.
I think Toronto or something like that. Or Montreal maybe. I didn't want to do it. I don't know
The
why.
Bears offense ready to go for
I
their
know.
next drive.
You don't.
And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture
not
looking
good.
in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff
Who
that they
plays
all
that
made sure to
fucking
let us know.
quarterback?
We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't
He's
start
telling us that you play
tomorrow.
like
We still
that,
got some
a fucking
time,
quarterback.
and they plan on putting it together,
Still.
formulating a streak. Got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's
Touch
no
the
playoff
fucking
talk
ball.
in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
8 yards to go.
Oh, that's probably a good idea. He's good.
On the ready.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
In this game, it's been really hard to get.
In there to get him for a loss of 9
Kyle's a
yards,
pretty
and
good
that
screen
also
team.
leads to 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Oh, shit.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw. 52, come on. He's time to ready.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Room here to run. 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Josh
you probably
Jacobs
should. That was
with his
definitely probably
2nd
what I
touchdown in
had.
this opening quarter. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defense in front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Oh, fuck. Gilmore's activated.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script
They probably
plays. We
should have
know
caught
that,
that.
right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very
How long
deep
are you
into their
in,
script. I think that
home?
they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board.
Okay.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain there of 30 big ones. He has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Now
looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. Kelsey, the intended receiver there. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Here's Locke to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant.
I think cover 3 is one hard
about the 20-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on second and less than a yard. Clock now to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Here's Jacobs. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Check, check. Lucky. Mike 55. Go.
One more time with Jacobs. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the offense is able to pounce on it really inside the 5-yard line.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a carry for Jacobs. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Josh Jacobs on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
No, I feel like they should have good Wi-Fi.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it. It's Mack. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
He lets it fly for Lockett. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, a big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw it a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson.
What's his thing?
Closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
What's his
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
Yeah. Now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
It's 3rd and goal.
So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Snap.
They'll look to throw here. He finds his man Johnson.
Yeah, boys,
and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
Yeah, I don't freaking just go for it. There we go.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Flush to his right. Going deep here for Landry. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Running is Jacobs. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there.
I thought he was going to be wide open.
Second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Here's Locke. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Locke now on 1st down. Open man here, Sims complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Yeah. That's me.
Throwing on first down is Locke. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
55. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Shoot. Use your closer. Get one. Hey, team 6. Team 6. 55. Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Locke working out of the gun. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit.
That guy's a rookie, isn't he?
That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Yeah.
Go.
Really?
Now Locke. Flushed out right. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry.
That's pretty lucky. If it wasn't lagging, I was pretty lucky.
Touchdown, Minnesota. Jarvis Landry, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is
probably start playing your computer games, too.
And his guys will get the football
when you have
right
good Wi-Fi.
at the 20-yard line.
Like, you may lose, but at least they'll get practice. Yeah.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
Came out of fucking nowhere.
He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Check 55, Mike. Hey, that QB's trash. Hey.
On 2nd and 15 now. Lock. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
He's so good.
Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? 50, play.
He was scared of me.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Big grip, big grip.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Hey, Delta. Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. There's a card in there.
He'll look to throw. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I knew we were going the whole time, too.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Back to throw now on 1st down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, he's looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football.
And he's going to go down again.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Yeah, I've been running the same play last 3 plays.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
I don't
Here are
like
the
it's hard to
Vikings
throw
now
them.
to
You really
start
have
their
to
next
press it.
drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
enjoy.
share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
Set, ready? 15, line it. 15 line. Watch the slant.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And dropped at the 35, but able to display some strength on the run. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with third down coming up. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to fourth down. Here's Logan Cook now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt.
The Bears take over first down at their own 20-yard line.
Ready, set.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
6-6. Bullet
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It won't be a sack, but it's no
That guy's got
gain,
3
and it brings
sacks.
up second down.
You could DB too.
on the set.
33. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Ready, ready.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Deep grip, deep grip.
He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eric Murray. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Ready,
So
ready.
from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Look at me.
Jacobs now. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Hang too far. Let go.
On 3rd down, Jacobs. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that
I
really
the fucking
a big
big
factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Minnesota, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile,